A's hosting the Phillies, and the Phillies are minus 155 on the money line. The A's are plus 130. Over under 8.5 runs. Phillies laying a run and a half on the run line are plus 105, meaning if you bet them that way, they must win by 2. And the A's getting a run and a half on the run line are minus 125, meaning if you bet them that way and they win this game outright, you win. They lose by 1, you'd win. Neither one of these pitchers pitched against the opposing team either last year or this year. The Phillies are 7-3 as a team in Walker's last 10 starts. They've won his last 2 starts, and over his last 10 starts, he's averaging 4 2/3 innings pitched and 4.1 strikeouts per game. For Sears, the A's are 2-8 as a team in his last 10 starts. He's averaging 4 2/3 innings pitched and 4.2 strikeouts per game in those games in his last 10 starts. Head-to-head, the whole team is 6-4. These teams are 5-5 against each other in their last 10. The favorite is 6-4 on the money line. And the favorite winning these games by 2 runs or more, laying a run and a half, is 6-4. The under has hit in their last 2 games. The under is 8-2 in their last 10. The under 8.5 runs specifically is 7-3 in their last 10. The wind is blowing out right now, and it's 24 hours from now, so I imagine that it's going to change. Right now it's blowing out towards right center field at 11.4 miles per hour. Now, the last game that they played against each other was way back in last year. The Phillies played a 3-game set against the A's in Philly. They won 2 out of 3. The first game 9-5. The second game the Phillies won 4-2, and then the third game the A's won 2-1. In their last handful of games overall, the Phillies just buzzsawed the D-backs, winning 3 out of 4. They're 3-1 in their last 4 and 8-2 in their last 10. 17 runs, 18 runs, 7 runs, and 9 runs. 8 runs in a loss, 15 runs in a win, 4 runs in a win, 5 runs in a win. The A's have, however, cooled off against the Rays, dropping their last 2 games and splitting the 4-game set that they played in Oakland against them, but they are 7-3 in their last 10. It was a nice 7-game winning streak for anyone who was betting the A's in those games because they were literally plus 200 in every single one of those games. They're 2-2 in their last 4. 7 runs, 3 runs, 9 runs, and 7 runs. 4 runs in a win, 2 runs in a win, and then back-to-back games where they scored 3 runs and lost. The Phillies are hot. The A's are starting to come back to what the A's were. It was a nice story while it lasted, and I think we're going to go back to seeing things like the 10 or 11 game losing streak. I'm going to take the Phillies with the money line. I'm going to take the Phillies laying the runs, and I'm going to go over. The Phillies have been scoring a lot offensively the last handful of games, and when these teams have played each other, there have been no one-run games in their last 10. These are just my picks. If you disagree, please go with your gut, and please bet responsibly.